6-2, baby. 6-2, baby. 6-2, baby. Yeah. Let's go. Yes, people. We are here.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to United Sauce and Wingers. You've got Dominic in the left in the red t-shirt right here. You've got Nadie in the middle, Sunshine 47. And you've got Sean, Grow Football, baby. We are here to celebrate and commemorate. Commemorate? Yeah, commemorate. Why not?
Yeah, that works.
The win. The beautiful win that is football. If you are still on the fence about if we should have Oli or not, don't do it anymore, man. Don't be that guy because you can't just blame it on one person. You need to enjoy this win, guys. Get a glass of wine or some orange juice. Enjoy it. This is what the game is about. This was end-to-end. This was a really old-school rival game, and the boys have some serious thoughts. We want to get you involved. Again, this is a player rating show. Good to have you in straight away, Sandro, my boy. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Like, share the video. We're just growing the channel day by day, little by little, but we appreciate your support. We're going to go straight into the ratings. Ratings. All right, Physio D's in the place as well. Old school Bielsa, mate. Honestly.
Oh wow.
Yeah, honestly, it's like a food now, isn't it? It's not even a manager. It's like the name of a food.
100.
Bielsa.
Real talk, bro. Real talk.
All right, guys. We're gonna go straight into the player ratings, guys, because I'm so happy right now. Naji, you know what? Let's go straight into De Gea, my boy. What are you giving him? Tell me how you think he played.
I felt sorry for him, man. I thought he played really well. I mean, that kick, I don't know if you saw that kick to Martial. That was flippy. That was enough for like any bit of sauce. That was like whatever sauce you want to name it. That kick was like, jeez, the zap on that. Beautiful. Made some cracking saves to keep us in. I knew we were going to concede because defensively we weren't good enough, so I wasn't too sweating on that. But I'm not going to hold that against De Gea. For me, a strong 7, bro. Strong 7.
Strong 7. Sure, what do you say for that, bro?
I'm gonna give him a 6. I think he was okay. He was good. He made a decent save. There was a crucial save that he made, which was one worldy save, which he talked about when he pushed it. I can't remember what the score was, but he pushed it around the post, and that kept us, kept the lead intact. But for me, it was a standard performance. He didn't have that much to do, to be honest.
Oh, nice. I'll look to people. So we've got Sandro here. Those people who are crying over the start 11. This one's for you, Flames. Best performance of the season. Energy levels. No, I'm gassed. I think we all are, man.
Yes, Sandro. That's what I'm talking about.
Physio D saying old school Bielsa. Sandro saying Sauce proved today why VDB's on the bench. Wow, Sean's
100%, my guy. 100%, bro.
Sean's gonna love that.
Say no more.
Physio D saying a 7. Sandro's also, we are solid centre back away from a serious contender. Yeah, me and Sean were talking about that on the live watch along. That how can we actually become contenders? And Physio D saying trust Sandro as well. You know what, right? I want to go into the right back of AWB because I gave him a hard time last time. I know you thought I gave him a hard time, Naji, as well. With AWB.
I think I agreed with you, bro.
Did you agree with me?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about in this game. I don't know if I'm mixed on AWB. I feel like he defended well. He didn't do much going forward again, and that's my only thing. But we just beat 6-2. I can't give this guy anything less than a 7.
I tweeted before we started the game. I says with that lineup, Scott McTominay, Maguire, Basaka have to pass forward. They have to pass forward. If they're starting pass sideways and backwards. Yeah. We're gonna lose to Leeds. It showed for me. Basaka, McTominay went forward with the ball. I've got no issue when that starts to happen because as you saw in that game, maybe they weren't making the forward runs and stuff, but moving the ball forward, Basaka did quite well. I think the other occasion when he got trapped, then he was in no man's land. He went backwards. You started seeing the stupidness again because you've got no safety net there, and that's an issue for me. So for those reasons, I'll give him a 6 because defensively he did his job. He does it better than anyone else where it's easy, so we can't keep over gassing it. Yeah, but for me, I'm giving him a 6, bro.
And what are you saying, Sean, for AWB?
Yeah, so my thought process is I'm going to give him a 6. I think he was solid enough. We know he's good in the tackle. We know he's good on the blocks. We know he's good 1v1s. Going forward, we know he can improve. Again, today we could see more from him, but it was decent. Nothing really stood out. He wasn't poor going forward. I feel that he got caught out. Reason why I'm marking him down, it would have been a 7, but he's still getting caught out positionally. And in his defensive game, which for me is where his strengths are, there are still weaknesses to his defensive games positionally. And they've got in a few times down his side and were putting dangerous crosses in. So he just needs to work on his positioning and his reading of the game and be more proactive. So for me, it's a 6.
Oh,
for those reasons.
I was going to say a 7 because we just beat Leeds 6-2, and maybe I'm in cloud 9 right now. But if I'm looking at the game and I want him to improve, I have to say 6 as well. So I agree that, you know what, it's so funny. Physio D said if AWB is in trouble if a decent right back comes in. I think that's very true. I think
it's needed, bro. Very needed.
Because if you think about it, who have we got if AWB is injured? We've got Williams.
It's disrespect. It's disrespect, man.
What do you mean?
We need competition.
So what is he? If he's saying what is he saying? AWB, by saying that, you're inferring that he's not a decent right back. We've got a decent right back. He is a decent right back.
No. He's not.
He's not a world-class right back.
He's not inferring
a decent right back.
No, he's not inferring that because we know that Shaw is a decent left back, but Tellez improved him. So I think what he's trying to say is that we've got a decent right back at AWB. If someone comes, he'll push him and hopefully take him to the next level. And he could be in trouble if he doesn't rise to that next level if a good right back comes in too.
Which I think is perfect.
I don't know, man.
If you add another decent right back, if you add another decent right back,
he should have said another. He should have said another. Then he should have said. He didn't say another.
I don't think the guy's comment was there to alienate Basaka in any way. He's just saying, in a blunt form, if we add a decent right back, which if you add any decent player to any position, if you add a decent right back to the team, Basaka is in trouble. Not because he's not a decent player, but because he's going to be out on his heels and going to have to elevate. I think that's where he's coming from
that's the way he's coming from. Okay, if he's coming from that perspective,
I'm not him.
I still feel that.
Me wrong.
I feel it could be wrong. I would think it's going to take to put Wan-Bissaka's position in trouble. It's going to take more than a decent right back. It's going to take a very good right back to put Wan-Bissaka in trouble, in my opinion.
We need.
Do you think?
Go on, AG.
Sorry, I was just going to ask you both, boys. Like, obviously, Ollie likes to rotate his team and stuff. Quite clearly, doesn't care about what we fans think. Having a starting 11 and playing a style away, which is cool. It's working for Ollie, so fair play. But do you think, like, with him having a rotated squad, he's happy with Basaka in some games, but because he does change formations a lot, do you think he'd want another right back that can offer more going forward? See, like Tellez,
100%,
that whip and stuff. He'd be like, you know what? Basaka is my guy for certain games now. Now I just want a different right back for other games. Rather than say I want one right back for every game, he may just be going, you know what? I want a Basaka for this type of game, and I know Trippier has been involved, but we're going to use his name because it's more realistic. I want a Trippier for me going forward because his delivery is incredible, and that may work, So it's interesting. It'd be interesting to see, but I think that's maybe where Ollie's coming from.
Do you know what, Nadie? I think you touched on a great point, and I feel like I definitely think that Ollie will be wanting more going forward, whether it's from Wan-Bissaka or if he feels that Wan-Bissaka hasn't got that in him to develop, then I think he might be like, well, I need someone else then. But I feel like he would be wanting an equally good attacker and defensive right back in the one player if he can get it. If not, then he's going to have to bring someone else who can do that job.
Yeah,
I think that's how he'd be looking at it.
Yeah, I also think that AWB, especially 1-on-1, is beyond the levels of a normal, what you call an average right back.
Yeah, 100.
Do you know what I mean?
He's like the opposite to Trent Arnold.
Yeah.
Like what Trent is incredible at, no one else can do as a right back. But what Saka can do as a defender,
those two together, you've got the ultimate.
Yeah.
If you put those two together, you've got the ultimate.
Yin and yang. They are yin and yang.
You've got Dragon Ball Z. Literally. You get them together and you make two people. If you go Kamehameha, it'll be like them two. And you know what? Someone's got a good shout for Lamptey as well. I would take Lamptey to push
Lamptey all day.
I'm sorry.
What we saying
he's good. He's going good. He's good going forward, but also going back though. Lamptey, do you know what I mean? So
consistent.
That's a massive. Obviously, we've got Dallo who might go to AC Milan, come back Super Saiyan. So you never know.
Get some money for my man, bro. Put it into Alaba's wages.
Not for me, Aaron. Not for me, Aaron.
Should we move on to the centre backs? I know you haven't got long for this.
Yeah,
Well,
CB's.
I know we haven't got long for this. Trippier would be the perfect number 2 AWB. Yeah, I'll give you that. And we got 50 million for Max Aarons. You know what? Max Aarons was linked to Barcelona as well. You know, there's so many nice right backs that we can go for. It's exciting, you know. But let's push on. Let's go Maguire, because I'll be interested to know what you boys will think about Maguire. What are you saying?
Go first.
Who's going first?
Sure, you can go first.
Okay, so H boss. I'm gonna give. It's a hard one. I'm gonna give the defenders today. I would give him
just
a 7.
Maguire.
Standard 7. Maguire. I think for most of the game, he was playing decent up against Bamford. Bamford got, I think, 2 chances. One in the first half where he should have scored, and probably another one in the second half. I don't think it was his best game. I think we could have defended better as a unit, because at times I still think Leeds cut us open too much. But overall, I think for the team performance, I don't think they only had 3 shots on target. Let's put it into perspective, right? So overall, the defense was okay. So I'm giving him a 7, and Lindelof a 7 as well.
Do you agree, Reggie?
Maguire, bro, he's doing my head in, bro.
Why?
He's doing my absolute head in, bro. How many times are we going to see this guy, let the ball just trickle across his front post? He's not. If you notice, since Sevilla, I can't think it was against Everton or whichever we're letting the goals in, he's allowing the ball to come straight across into the goalkeeper's area. I know Sean gave De Gea a lot of hard time last time, saying, "Oh, he should have saved that and reacted," but it's the same mistake over again. He let the ball come across. Now, this is not old news now, so it's there to see again today. He let the ball come straight across, deal with it, and get rid of it. He's not good enough.
So what are you giving him then?
I'm giving him a 5. And I'm gonna give him a 5. Isn't below average. 5 is not below average. You can.
We've just won 6-2.
Yeah, we just won 6-2, bro.
And we've limited them.
Not thanks to Maguire. I don't believe Maguire.
But they've only had 3 shots on target.
But that's
3 shots on our goal, bro, for the whole game.
When they choose to shoot, that's got nothing to do with Maguire. Where they choose to shoot has nothing to do with Maguire. If you want 80 million pounds in a captain, you should be clearing that ball when it goes straight across the box. That's number 1. We're 1-0 up, 2-0 by then. If that's a top team, like Leipzig, same thing again. Like Leipzig, they score that goal. The mentality, the whole team switches. We've got to look at yes, we look at 6-2 and it sounds good, but we've been in this position. We're against Sevilla, Europa League semi-final, and we drew 2-2 because of it. And look how we're feeling at the end of the game. We're vexed because we're like, well,
do you know what, bro? Do you know what, bro? Yeah, I hear him. Do you know what? I hear what you're saying. And to be fair, I can understand that mentality, because there's a few certain attacking players that we're going to come to in a minute, but it's the same mentality. I can hear what you're saying, man.
He's not my guy, man. He's the worst defender we've bought. If he was for Fergie, if Fergie bought him, he would do what he did to Varane and say, "Seen a bit, bro. You cost big money. Later's gone." I know for a fact Fergie gets rid of him. No doubt in my mind.
I think I understand what you're saying, but I also think you're bringing things that he's done in previous games, because you've referenced it.
To this game, because he did.
To this game. But
and it's the same thing that I said before.
Yeah,
he got mad ratings.
But the only thing is, right, I want to look at this game. And I feel like you're saying he does it every week. I get that he does. But for this game, I didn't see a 5 performance from Maguire. I saw him clearing up. I saw him clearing away balls. I saw him heading away stuff.
Blocks.
The danger.
He was picking blocks.
We spoke about corners before, right? We had the same conversation, okay? And I said previously before, and you agreed as well, Dom. You said as a captain, you man that field. I saw Owen Hargreaves. Absolutely. I saw Owen Hargreaves talking about when he was playing for United, and he says if he is in that team, and there is this is Hargreaves, and he's playing zonal marking. He says, if I can spot danger over there, I'm forgetting zonal mark. I'm going to deal with the problem. It's an issue. Absolutely. Maguire, again today,
guys,
on a zonal marking, has come out and is literally Fred, he's not getting off the floor anyway, so why is he marking him? But then Maguire's down on his feet, holding Fred on his shoulders. It's a calamity. If I play centre back and left centre back and left back, I am telling you now, no man is coming for that ball other than me, because I'm sick in the air. I get off my feet. I'm in the air, bro. Man's a 10-foot dunker out here, bro. I'm getting off the air, bro. I'm telling you. I'm getting up here. I'm out. Maguire is not good enough.
We got a whole team to get through, bro.
We
dead.
can't.
Five.
This is part of the problem, man. We've just won 6-2, and
I
we
know.
spent 5 minutes talking about one centre back. It's not on. It's not on. It's
We spent 10
the
minutes on
agenda.
Wan-Bissaka. We spent 10 minutes on
Maguire
Bissaka.
agenda can't keep coming out.
All right, guys. All right.
It can't have spent 10 minutes on Bissaka.
5.
The stream's only 18
5.
minutes in, bro.
It says 15 minutes. Why are you lying? 5.
All right.
Next.
What I'm saying,
Next player.
What I'm saying is, I think
Lindelof.
Maguire for me would be more of a 6. Lindelof for me gets a 7. I don't know if you guys agree.
I agree. I gave him a 7 already.
Yeah, class today.
Guys, let me know what you think about it. And also, we're going to go to Shaw. I don't feel like he did a lot because he wasn't on the pitch for that long.
Straight 6, bro.
Yeah, I think
6
for Luke Shaw as well. Let's go into the midfield. This is where we're going to get juicy, and I'm not going to go straight to Scott McTominay because that's too easy. We'll leave that one just to simmer a little bit more, marinate. Let's go straight into past Fred. Frederick.
8.
You going 8, yeah? What are you saying, Sean? What are you saying, Sean? From Frederick.
Fred was a boss up in there. Yeah, I'm close to 7.5, 8. I got no issues with that. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
All right. People were saying for Fred, he gets a 7. Lindelof was a 7 as well. Yeah, it's funny you say that because if on the watch along, Sean was going absolutely mental at Fred. When the game was over, it's fine, and all he had to do was pass, and he shot. And Sean was like, "No, his score's going down. His score's going down." But I feel like you've calmed down now, Sean, and you realise that we won 6-2.
Oh, do you know what, Dom? I forgot about that, man. Nah, I forgot about that, man. Fred's got to come down. He's got to come down for that. I completely forgot about that bloody pass. That is so selfish. That is so selfish. If he lays that ball out there, Cavani gets his goal. So for me, or Martial gets his goal. So yeah, I've got to take a point off, man. 6.5 for Fred.
Well, you said 8, right?
I said 8.
No, I said
you said
7.5.
You said 7.5.
Said 8. I'm giving Fred 6.
Right.
Yeah, 6.5. It should be 7.
I'm not letting Fred the whole thing that he could have passed. You know how many players could have passed and they still get man of the match? You can't base that on one thing. Look, for me, Fred.
Of course you can, Dom.
Oh God, here we go. No,
but you couldn't have the same energy for McTominay. You're not allowed to say he's not allowed to make one bad pass forward. Otherwise, it don't work.
No. It's the same energy that you're bringing to Maguire. In a different game, you've got to make that decision. In the different game, against top opposition, you're not getting tons of those chances. Forget the fact that we're 6-2 up. You're through on goal. You've got 2 teammates square who have got a tap in if you pass it, and you decide to shoot. That is wrong.
If that's Greenwood, would you be saying the same thing? I doubt it, because he was left foot, perfect
Absolutely.
position.
I'm saying it to any player in that position. You've got to pass it. You've got to pass.
This is a very, very interesting point, and I'm glad you brought this up, Ron, because we won 6-2, and most of the players didn't have a 9 out of 10 performance. Like that is so true, and that resonates so true because we've gone through how many players so far, and no one's pushed at 8 yet, except probably Fred, and Sean's bringing him down already. Like that just shows you that this game was actually more of a team game and relied on a few individual brilliant moments from players that played out of their skin. We're going to go, if we go through all the goals, right? You've got Scott McTominay. You've got who scored the third goal?
Bruno.
Yeah, great goal. Yeah. And then the fourth goal was, is it a penalty yet? Or was it someone else? I can't remember. There's too many goals. Was it the penalty? It was the fourth goal, right?
No, penalty was the 6th goal.
Lindelof
got number 4.
And then the
Dan
penalty
James
was the
number
5.
Then penalty.
No, penalty. Dan James got the 5th. Penalty was 6.
There you go. So if you take away the penalty, which is a penalty, that's fine. If you take that Dan James, he's got to be scoring that, right? I feel like it was more of a team game with just some nuggets of players playing really strong. And I think the player ratings will show this because we've not given anybody a 9 or 10 yet. We won 6-2. That's a bit of a joke, you know. Who should we go on to? Let's go on to Scott McTominay. And I'm going to start off with this, right? Because this guy has been given so much grief. Guys, if you're watching the video, please like and subscribe and share. If you share just to one person, it makes a massive difference. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I'm going to say for Scott McTominay, I've got to be completely real, guys, and just don't judge me or at me. I'm going to say Scott McTominay got a 10 for me, you know.
Dom, to hurry up. Good
He
man.
got a 10.
Good man.
He got a 10.
Dom, anything less than a 10, and I was sending for you, bro. Anything less than a 10, I was sending for you.
You get to 8 for me, bro. Send for me all you need. Go for it. I got armor for you, bro. 8. Come at me.
Hey, Nate G.
Come.
Nate
Talk
G.
to me.
All right. I'm struggling. Hold on, I need to compose myself. All right.
Yes, you do.
Nate G.
I ain't stopping.
Please justify
either,
that rating. How do you justify that rating?
So
unconscious bias.
So well, go from how you need, but let's be real. Every United fan across this up and down.
He's just
system.
sorry.
Do you want me to go? Or
sorry,
what,
before you just do that, just bear in mind. Yeah. Sorry, you've given him the same rating that you gave Fred.
Correct.
Explain.
Correct. Fred for me was man of the match until the last 10 minutes of the game where he's making passes left, right, and centre. I think there's a bit of tiredness, forcing the ball a bit, but still, that's why I didn't get a higher score from me. McTominay 8 out of 10. I guarantee. The only reason we're gassing him and people are gassing him is because of what he did on the attack. When have we ever seen McTominay go forward the way he has been? I'm all for it.
Plenty.
It's not a negative. Let me finish. Sorry. It's not a negative. It's definitely not a negative. It's incredible. I've been saying from time he's not a CDM. And I've been saying, and the reason, if you think about the reason we and many United fans out there have been saying we don't want McTominay there for Van der Beek is because of the lack of attacking prowess. We've seen it in the games. The match stats have been there, so I'm not chatting on my arse. Okay, so what we're actually looking, I'm not saying McTominay did something wrong. This is where people got too hype, and the reason we're too hype says a lot as well because we haven't been getting this hype about McTominay. It says a lot. For us to get this hype, we must have to feel that he's never been able to be this hype before. So it's like, oh, let's gas him again. Let's go again.
No, but Neji,
he's had an 8 out of 10 isn't shit, but you man are making it sound like it's shit.
No, Neji, I think what you're doing again, though, is, right, because I understand this, okay? Like, and McTominay, for me, does get man the match, right? And he is a box-to-box. I've said to Sean on the watch-along that McTominay did well because he played like a box-to-box. He didn't have to sit back.
This is my point. So but the problem is, Neji, I feel like, again, what you're doing is judging it on previous games again. No, I'm putting it on now. Like today, I've given it 8, guys. Like it's not a low score.
You've given him the same as Fred.
But you gave him the same as Fred.
The man got 2 goals.
So what?
The man got 2 goals and an assist.
And an assist.
How can you give him the same as Fred?
Listen.
Listen.
I said
I've listened to what you said. I just think it's.
You have. I don't think you have. I'll be honest. When you come at the start, when you man were doing your live stream in the comments, I put I'm not gonna get too gassed because if you get too gassed,
I saw that.
You're not gonna get too gassed. You've got 90 minutes to play. Okay, and I was looking in the areas of a whole game. Now, McTominay going forward, he was up into a 10. He gets a 10. The areas I'm marking him down on is in the defensive areas where I was struggling. And I was like, come on. That's just me being self-critical. Doesn't mean I said he was shit. I think he's been incredible. Easily one of the best players on the game. Equally. I've not said he was shit.
Okay.
So I don't know where the issue is. But me saying McTominay...
Okay. I've got a question. Can I ask a follow-up question into that?
Go on.
So you said the areas you marked him down is defensively where he's struggling, and you're like, come on. Can you just explain that a bit more so I can understand what you're talking about? Okay,
so the second goal that they scored, he was just tracking back real slow. I'll be honest, maybe tiredness or whatever. I expect him to get that ball. They shouldn't be having that free shot there. If you watch the clip from behind, you can see him just strolling. He's a closer man to the ball. You get back, you get that. So this is where you mark him down. It's a bit like Fred when you're saying Fred was on an 8 or 7.5, and then the crucial areas you marked him down on 1. I'm just doing the same thing, bro. So these similar things. I'm not saying that a bad game. So don't get twisted just because everyone's on.
Don't get it back twisted, yeah.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. I'm just, you know what I mean.
Don't get it back twisted.
I just look at at players based on what they've done in that game, and if they've made improvements from the last game. He's played more than enough. If he plays like this, he can play any game for the week for me. The only issue I feel is when we play a team that's going to sit back, which is most teams don't play like Bielsa. They were there for the taking, which allowed McTominay to do that. So if people are expecting this from him over again, they're going to be very disappointed. I won't mind him starting if that's what he's going to do, but moving forward, I can't see that being consistent. And this is why I say I only gas consistency. I don't gas inconsistency.
I think for me, Neji, I think we just need to. I get what you're saying, and again, you just talked about moving forward, and then you talked about previous games. I need to look at this game. We can't
Yeah.
talk about moving forward when
But
we're doing
it's an 8 for me then. It's an 8 for me for this game.
Yeah. For this
Okay,
game,
cool. So I'm gonna come in now, and I'm gonna put some respect on McTominay's name. Now, for me, it's a straight 10. There's no debating it. Man of the match all day. Check my Twitter. Check
You got man of
everything.
the match.
And this has got nothing to do.
Yeah, you got man of the match.
Yeah, of course he did. And this has got nothing to do with, well, partly to do with what I was saying yesterday on the preview that we did with the Leeds fan. Why I was saying there was a debate beforehand about who was the best player, Phillips or McTominay, and all of this. I said McSauce has got everything for him. 3 chances created going forward, 2 goals scored, 1 assist. He put Martial through, and Martial did some donkey-ass shot. That should have been another assist, right? Scott McTominay today was absolutely phenomenal. And this ability that he's got and the performance that he showed today, this is what he's got in his locker. Of course, he's not going to show his best self if he's being asked to do a job that doesn't suit his attributes, which we're talking about is DM, which we can relate to Pogba, which we can relate to certain other players at the same time when they've been in the team and people are saying they're not being allowed to express themselves. But if you, again, McTominay driving forward with the ball is not a new thing. McTominay licking shots from the edge of the box is not a new thing. He's had this ability, but the fact that he's been asked to play a defensive, simple role means he hasn't been able to show it, and which means that people have suddenly maybe forgot or that he can actually do this, and I'm not respecting it. So for me, he bossed the game, and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank summed it up in 1 word, or 2 words, or 3 words actually. Today, he bossed that midfield, and he made Leeds midfield look ordinary.
Sean, let me come to you in this as well. And I just want to talk about Scott McTominay because I always say this guy's not going to play good if he's playing CDM. For me, he's a good footballer, but he's not at the level we need for a CDM, right? But in this role, they were both playing the same position, right? But Scott McTominay took it upon himself to go further, right? Because they both had a job to defend, break up the play, and anything after that is a plus. Scott McTominay took it on himself to go further than the role of a CDM, which Fred was doing exactly too, right? So let me give you some stats quickly, right? Scott McTominay had 46 touches and Fred had 63. Scott McTominay had 86% pass accuracy. Fred has 71, right? So he's really doing higher there, okay? In terms of dribbles, it was basically the same. He had 1 more dribble, but there's 2 out of 2. Scott McTominay lost the ball 6 times. Fred 15 times, right? 15 times Fred lost the ball, okay? Ball recoveries, it was about even, 8 and 10. Shots, Scott McTominay had 3. Fred had 1. Scott McTominay created 3 chances. Fred created 1. He scored 2 goals and got 1 assist. Fred, no goals, no assists. It's insane how much in terms of he did more than Fred in that game, and they both had the same.
I don't think them stats are fair. I think Scott McTominay had a better regarding those stats, but when you look at those stats, I like to go in game. I like to go final third passes. How many passes were sideways, backwards? How many of those were created? How many chances were?
I get that. If they've got the same role,
but they both had a cracking game, and either one deserved man of the match. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
and Dom, and I think those stats are, and again, I think factually, if you're looking at those stats alone, there's no way you can give them the same rating. But I get what Nady is saying. That's his eye test, and that's his opinion. What I would also say with Fred and McTominay especially is that I agree, McTominay is not for every game. And why he's not going to be using every game. He's not going to be able to, he shouldn't be starting week in, week out for us. I don't think he should. But I feel, and I've always maintained, as a squad player, he's a valuable member of the squad and he can come in and do certain jobs. You remember like Darren Fletcher, he used to come in for certain games and absolutely run things, and then he'd be out for a few games. Park Ji-sung, he would come in for certain games and boss the game, and then he'd be out for it. We wouldn't see him. For me,
do you think if we get a CDM, Sean,
McTominay is that kind of player?
We can play Scott in the 8. Because I'll be honest, if we get a CDM, if we get one CDM who can do that job, I'll be honest.
Definitely.
I'll be happy to see Scott or Donny start. I won't mind. But in this formation, every team we play,
100%, I think he can do that role. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, ratings. I hear that.
Let's move on to this player because we're not even got to the. Let's go to Bruno really quickly. Give me a Bruno score.
Filthy. Did his job. Did what he does and what other people can't do. Finished it off in 20 minutes. Go on assist in 20 minutes. Later vibes. He got a 10 and walked off, bro. He's like, no, I don't want to play no more. Next game.
What are you giving him then?
No, I'll give him a 7. I'll give him a 7, bro.
I think that's fair. What are you saying, Sean?
8 for me. 2 goals, an assist, ran the game, and he got 2. Yeah, he got 2 goals and assists, man. Same as Scott.
He vexed me,
for
bro.
me, what I loved
zero,
about Bruno is the fact that Calvin Phillips, I don't know if people saw that, was man marking him in the first half.
Yeah, he was.
And my man had to get hauled off at half time, bro. My man got hauled off at half time, bro.
Didn't want it.
Say no more.
Bruno was like,
finished. Game over.
You know what I love about Bruno as well? He's missed a few penalties, but they always still give it back to him. And he might have a hiccup, but he just doesn't care. I'm a scorer. I'm Bruno.
How are you going to put a goalkeeper on his knees look like he's playing for God, bro? He's like,
the goalkeeper was like, no more.
His knees just went.
No more.
He's done out here. Goalkeeper is done out here. So, 8 for me.
We've done McTominay, we've done Fred.
Dan James,
Rashford, Marshy.
Dan James, what are you giving him, boys? I'll say for Dan James, you know what? He did a job. He defended. His output wasn't amazing, like it always was, apart from the goal, obviously. His thought process. But I'm basing this on the ability that he's not played a game of competitive football for how long? To come into a game of this magnitude against a team that was interested in and then prove to doubters that he can actually play with the big boys. I'm giving him a 7, you know? I'm giving him a
strong 7. I agree with that. No debate there, bro.
Do you know what? Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm just because it's Dan James, I want to give him a confidence boost. Like you said, he's come out, he's been out of the game for a long time. He's come in, got his goal. He worked his absolute socks off. I was going to say something else then, but he's worked his absolute socks off for that game. I'm going to boost him up. I'm giving him an 8, man. Dan James gets an 8 from me.
Yeah, people are bigging up Bruno. Bruno is filthy. And then we go to Rashford. I think Rashford have a little bit of a... That was like a... like you just get a normal tea with milk. You have a good one. Like a builder's tea. I feel like...
4, bro.
Yeah, 4. Wasn't his best game. Not his best game today.
I'll give him a 5. I don't think he's done worse than a 5. Average.
I keep saying this every time, man. I don't know how Rashford gets away with a blie. I don't know if it's a subconscious thing or what. But I'm looking at players' individual performances. Your job, do your job better. Like it's all right looking. It's okay. You can look busy on a team. I'll be honest. You always okay to look busy. Like he looked busy. Like when you watch against Sheffield, he was murder. That was a Rashford. I'm thinking that's my Rashford. I didn't see that this game. And when there's times when I'm thinking you pass the ball or you shoot, didn't get it off, or he's just dilly-dallying about, like, he needs to be more decisive, and he hasn't been decisive over the season. So again, that shows inconsistencies in his game where I've put him down before, so I'm not going to gas him up. So I have to give him a 4 because he can do better.
Yeah, you know what? I get that. Okay. And you know what? The amount of times I saw Rashford just running into empty space and not doing anything, or just running into 3 players and just losing the ball, it's not good enough. But at the same time, I don't think he did anything to make his score go really down. Like, did he give away a free kick or a penalty, or didn't like do an easy pass where someone could have scored?
Yeah, that's fair.
There was no moments where I thought, "Oh my gosh, Rashford, what did you just do?" So for me, it was like a bang average 5 for me. That's but fair. Sean, you go with 4 or 5?
I'm going 6.
6, okay. So we'll go for 5 then in the middle.
Yeah, down the middle.
Lastly, we're going to go for Martial, and this is I don't know where we're going to fall here.
6.
Martial, 6. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What are you saying, Sean?
Do you know what? I've got to say, Martial, I'm very, 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 very disappointed with him. But at the same time, I think he played very well. When I look at his output, right? He got 2 assists. All of the goals he was involved in. So if you look at even to the penalty, he's getting chopped down for the penalty. He gets his flick on for Lindelof.
Beautiful flick.
Even for Bruno's goals. He makes the run into the box. It comes out to Bruno. He smashes it in. So he was a thorn in their side for the whole match. I'm annoyed with him because he missed. So this is 2 things, right? And why I'm marking him down. Because really, Martial, we should be talking about an 8/9 performance.
If he scored, yeah.
He missed 2 crucial chances. Yeah, if he scored his 2 goals, he should be rivaling McTominay for man of the match. Yeah. But because he didn't, I've got to knock him down to a 7. I'm going to give him a 7. And I just hope he gets his clinical touch back, because we're going to need him for the rest of the season. And we're not always going to create 26 chances in a game. when you get those clear-cut chances, you have to score.
Take them.
You have to score.
You know what, though?
But I'm giving him a 7 because he did well for the rest of the game.
You just got to remember, guys, right? We won 6-2 against Leeds. We are 3rd in the Premier League. Just let that sink in. This is a good day. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. So in the situation we're in, I completely agree. I feel like he's just overthinking it. He's overthinking scoring at the moment. And normally Martial doesn't do that. We all remember the goal against Liverpool when he just down skirtle when it was easy. He's just overthinking scoring goals. It will come.
Dom,
I agree with that.
That second chance in the second half, that is criminal.
Yeah,
when
he
just swung a leg out and he just, man, that's lazy. You can't
finish.
do that.
I feel
100%
100% that was a lack of confidence, massive, because I feel like he wanted to just try and caress it the wrong way. He already did the work, sent the wrong keeper wrong way. But if an all-firing Martial, he feints the keeper and
he's just
he wraps it in the bottom corner. I think that is confidence. What Sean's been saying. Yeah, he's been saying, like, and this is one thing when Rashford having his goals but wasn't playing very well. I've been saying this about Martial. Look at his game. I know goals mean the most and change the most games. I get it, and assists do as well. It goes a long way. You can have a poor game and score and look amazing. We all know that. You get man of the matches for scoring goals and not having a great game. We know that. But just watch Martial, all the hard things that is hard to do in a game that he's playing as a number 9, which is a natural position in my opinion. He's doing game in, game out, link up play, passes, runs off the box, runs when he's not even involved in play, which is pulling players out, getting on. He's doing all those things and he's doing it with confidence. So he's shown that his mentality is right. At the moment, he's in a blip of form in front of goal where he slightly doubts himself, and that little doubt will go when he gets that 1 or 2 goals. He scored against Sheffield a couple of days ago.
That doubt is showed when he took 2 touches. Instead of just on that first chance, he could just do it straight away. He took another touch. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Anyway,
correct.
Lastly, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, right?
Wow.
What rating does he get on this game?
9.
Sean?
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 9. It was a great performance, tactical masterclass from Ollie.
Thank you. I think you guys are being a bit out of order. I think you're being out of order.
You should be a 10. I was just about to say, how can we get into a 10?
What's the aim and expectation of a manager? To win a game of football, right?
Fact.
To put the right players on the pitch?
Correct.
To tactically set up and make sure that it's the right players on the pitch?
Correct.
Dom, I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
And more.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why.
He got 6 goals. And Sean, listen, 1 second. Let me finish this. If the players did their job, it could have been 10-1. It could have been 9-1. So Ollie actually did his bit. It was now up to the players to execute the plan. For me, if you don't get Ollie a 10 in this situation, he got the right players, the right team mentality, the setup.
I'm with you, though. I'm just going to sit back and say that's a 10. I'm sorry. I reevaluate. I'm saying 10.
Cool.
Sean, hit it.
I'll tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go on.
And I'm an Ollie guy. So this is not me. I've got no bias towards him. Any credit, I'm gonna give it to him. But I cannot give him credit when we consistently are conceding from set pieces. If you watch the preview, if you watch the watch along, every time we get a corner, I feel like we're going to concede, bro. And once, twice, you could say it's individual mistakes. You could say Lindelof's not marking, Lindelof's not tracking, or Maguire should have headed this, should have headed that. The way we're being set up, the way we're coaching,
that's not
and the way these players are being told to defend from. Listen, he's the manager. He has to be responsible for that.
He's not the coach, though.
Right?
He's not defensive.
He's the manager. It doesn't matter. He is the manager. He's got to be accountable, because then when he gets the sack, he can't come back and say, "Hang on a minute, it's my coach's fault." No, you're the manager.
He will take the brunt of it, but
you've got to take responsibility. Then tell them to fix up, because at the end of the day, we're conceding too many. We're conceding too many goals from set pieces. It's a consistent theme. So whatever's going on that training ground, as the manager of this football club, you've got to put that right. And my thing is, if we won this game 6-0, I would have given Ollie a 10. But the fact that we're still getting carved open at certain times and creating poor goals, there's still work to be done. And it's not a flawless managerial performance.
If we have if we bury centre back in January I'm guaranteeing you that zonal marking won't matter. It will only work in some games, but I guarantee you them experienced mentalities in that back four will be like, stuff zonal marking, stuff Maguire. I'm going to go mark where it's dangerous in part the areas. And I'll be honest, I believe you'll start seeing a different game.
Sure.
And then you'll be thinking, you know what? Fair play.
So,
on that point, right?
so
let me just
Neji, who's responsible,
Dom.
right?
One sec.
Fred is marking that guy, right? Cooper.
One sec. I just want to talk about this point on zonal marking, just so I don't want to lose it. There's a lot of other teams that do zonal marking and don't have the same fragility that we do, right? So if you say to someone zonal marking and you're teaching a class a lesson, right, and you're in there and you're saying you're teaching the same class, the same lesson, same textbook, but one class takes it in a different way and another class takes it in a different way, there's also got to be an element of when you're on the pitch, can you sense the danger? Is there something that you're not lacking that you haven't got that another defender might have got that actually says, I know we practice marking, mate. I know we practice it in the training day every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I can sense something here. Why is Fred closest to Cooper, who's a centre back and taller than him? You know what? I know we're doing zonal marking, but let's swap a little bit quickly and just make sure it's right. I don't see that, and Ollie shouldn't be the person on the pitch
initiative
on doing that. You need to actually take initiative and do it. Like I see what you're saying, Sean. Ultimately, Ollie is in charge of making sure that he sets up the right coaching staff, that they teach the right thing, and ultimately, even if his coaching staff is teaching the defensive, it comes down to him. I get that, but for me, there's so many different other teams that do zonal marking and don't have the fragility, but they have maybe centre backs who are more outspoken, more leaders, more aggressive. I'm being honest with you. We've seen Liverpool letting goals from corners. I get that. But sometimes it's not just down to zonal marking. Maybe one of the defenders was sleeping and they're like, oh, I slept. Sorry, I let him go past me. That's not Ollie's fault. That's not Klopp's fault. For me, the prerogative for this game was to go out and smash Leeds, get the points. Not only did he get the points, but he smashed them. He's set up a platform to play. He's made the team happier. We go now with confidence and we're third in the table. We are third in the table. If that didn't deserve 10 out of 10, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
It's not about our league position. I'm giving a 10 on the game, and on that game, if you're winning 6-2, something's wrong. You've let in 2 goals, so it cannot be a flawless performance. And that's my logic, and that's my principle. I totally get what you're saying about the set pieces, and I use that same energy. And I feel like it's only a few weeks ago when we were on the show and we were defending poorly. And I was saying to you about on the field, Maguire has to pull those defenders across. I said he has to shout Wan-Bissaka. And at that time, you guys were like, no, the manager, it's Ollie, it's this and that. But the on-field accountability, so the energy switched over now. All of a sudden now, it's the manager's job, it's the players on the field's job to organise themselves, which is what I'm hearing from you, Dom, saying that it should be on the pitch if Ollie he's doing all the training work on there. But the same energy wasn't there the other week when Wan-Bissaka was out of position. And I'm saying Maguire's got to pull him across.
I'm just saying, from me, it was. Because I was saying exactly the same thing. Bissaka needs to go over there. And I was saying that Maguire should be telling my man to go out there after the first goal that happened. I think Dom said the same, bro. So it's not switched energies, defo.
No, the energies definitely changed. We could go back and find a record.
Sure. Do you think?
But Dom, and it was also the same when we were in Besiktas and that Dean Henderson goal happened, and you guys were saying it was Ollie's fault that all the players were at the pitch. And I'm saying, no, leaders, there's got to be leaders. There's leaders. Go back and watch the footage. Go back and watch the footage.
I think that's for you, bro. That's your homework, bro. That's your homework.
I'll bring it to the table. I'll bring it to the table.
Just to finish off on this point, Sean, you said there, right, just to finish off on this point, you've said that because we let in 2 goals, there's no way there could be a 10 out of 10 performance. I've got to disagree there, Sean, because Ollie or different managers have got 10 out of 10 performance if we come down from 3 down and we've come and won 4-3. A manager can get a 10 out of 10 performance if they've come back from the dead because they got slaughtered. Look at PSG.
That's over a 2-legged game. This is not a 2-legged game. This is a one-off performance.
Game. You can be in one game. You could be down. Against Southampton, right? We were down, right? And we came back and won the game. Ollie, for me, got 10 out of 10.
I can't give 10 out of 10 for that. Nah, okay, I can't give 10 out of 10 for that. Because in the first place, if you did everything right, you wouldn't be 2 goals down in the first place.
How do you know if he does everything right?
That's just guessing, bro. That's predictions.
Guessing. You're just thinking, if he started this player, what do you mean then? You got to
I can only... Okay, I can go off what we're seeing, right? I'm saying on the pitch, Dom, if you've conceded 2 goals, it's not flawless. There's a problem. There's a problem. And the manner of the 2 goals, I get it, right? You can have an individual mistake, but this wasn't down to individual mistake. We are seeing, it wasn't individual mistake. We're seeing the first one was obviously a wonder strike, the second goal, but from the corner, we are consistently conceding from corners. And over the pattern of the season, that's a problem because it's not a one-off.
I feel like the zonal marking, I feel like clearly Ollie and the coaches are happy with it. I just don't feel they've got the players to fit the system because let's be honest, you bring a world-class centre back in there. This is hindsight now. So I'm not saying fact, this is a guess. I'm trying to use an intelligent guess here. If you bring a centre back in that can man that back 4 and can command it, you may have a centre back in that zonal marking that can organise it better. All I'm saying is Maguire cannot organise his defenders. I've seen that. It's not vocal. That's my opinion. That's the one I'm sticking with because clearly he's happy with zonal marking. I'm not happy with it. But if he's happy with it, he must see something in the future to go, you know what? When I get the right centre back, boom. I'll be honest, that mentality even then still isn't good enough for me. Sort it out now. Wait till you get your centre back, then work it out. But that's on your coaches. Your coaches shouldn't be teaching those things or they got to do a better job. Either way, the coaches are paid to do the same job. The manager's there to pick the players and get the win. That's it.
All right. Well, I think that's been a nice little debate there. Does Ollie get a 10 or does he get a 9? I think it's different levels of how.
It's nice though. It's a nice debate though, isn't it, boys? Come on.
Nice. At the end of the day, we won 6-2, man. We just want to see our team do better and get better. And
we're striving for perfection now, guys. It's the fine margins now to get up to
that's what the badge means, bro. That's what the badge means.
Literally, if you've got an exam and you've got to pass your exam, you've got to win the game. Ollie's passed. So I'll leave it there. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, smash a like on that video. We'll be back with probably, what are we doing now? Oh, yeah, it'll be the Monday Night Source show tomorrow where we just talk about the week, the highlights, any player focuses. And I'm not going to lie to you, we'll probably talk about if the titles is on. It's a title actually on.
It's a big show tomorrow. Juicy one. I'm excited.
So we'll talk about if the title's on. And thank you so much. Have a good evening. Enjoy the 6-2. And don't forget, oh yeah, baby, night sauce.